Martin Mack always wanted to be known as Nottingham's first serial killer. He was born and raised in Ilkeston, a town nearby Nottingham. In 2004, he moved from Ilkeston to Nottingham and fulfilled his devilish plans and fantasies. He was able to kill three vulnerable women, within the space of Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you've already subscribed, once again thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Over here I talk about true crime stories, laugh scam stories, educational stories, historical stories, entertainment stories, and everything in between. My main objective is to help raise awareness to the dangers under our very noses, so that you can quickly and easily spot the red flags in the people that come your way, and to keep us all safe, because we live in a dangerous world. Right, so today I've got a very short story. It's just a story about this guy called Martin Mack, a man who idolized serial killers as a boy. He idolized kidnappers. These are the people that he looked up to, whilst other teenagers are looking up to pop stars, football athletes, and stuff like that. He was looking up to serial killers, always reading about them, searching about them. He wanted to be like them. Martin felt that through criminality, he would attain some kind of fame. He didn't want fame through music or athletics, or those kind of things that teenagers look up to. He looked up to these devilish people, these devilish characters. Martin grew up with his father. He didn't really have a mother figure in his life. His mother was around, but he lived with his father mainly. So when his father passed away, Martin became a very, very, very angry person. He became volatile. He became really quick-tempered, and he seemed to have some kind of resentment inside him, some resentment and bitterness that he always lashed out onto other women. Whether it's due to the fact that there was a lack of mother figure in his life, that's why he kind of hated women. But Martin just lashed out to women at the least opportunity. Martin grew up and met a lady, fell in love, got married, and they had a kid. But the relationship didn't last at all. The lady kicked him out. So many occasions where Martin abused this lady. There was one occasion where he himself called 999 to tell them that he was going to strangle his wife. So his wife kicked him out of the house. Martin became homeless. And then Martin decided to move to Nottingham from Ilkeston. Ilkeston is a town that is close to Nottingham. So Martin moved to Nottingham. And when he came to Nottingham, he infiltrated himself into the homeless community. Now, for somebody who had just come into the community, he wanted to be the boss of all of them. Martin was a bully himself. For somebody that was bullied as a kid, he was a bully as well. He liked to make friends with vulnerable people that he could easily exert control over. That was his thing. He was always looking for control, always looking for power. So when he joined the community, he was known as somebody who had a very short fuse, quick temper. At the slightest thing, Martin would try to attack you. He was always trying to steal from people, fighting and things like that. He was just a violent person, into drugs and stuff like that. But he became really, really popular in the homeless community in Nottingham. Martin made a home for himself. He found a derelict warehouse where most of the rough sleepers would go and seek shelter in the nighttime. Martin made a home for himself. He created a tent, his own kind of apartment in this derelict warehouse. Then he made friends with these ladies who would hang out with him. These ladies were not necessarily homeless, but because of their addictions, they just like to hang out with these people. He invited on the 29th of December 2004, Martin invited Katie Baxter to come over to his tent flat to hang out. Katie went there, and to Martin, that was an opportunity for him to realize, to put his fantasies into practice. So it's believed that Martin beat Katie up. His reason for doing that was that Katie scratched his cheek. And so he beat Katie up, strangled her, and killed her. Then he tried to bury Katie under the rubbles in the warehouse. Martin was quite close to two guys in the community, Ashley and Dinka. So he would confide in them that he's done something really bad. Martin used to brag a lot. So these two guys in particular, they worshipped Martin. They idolized him. They liked him for his bravery and stuff like that. So when Martin fulfilled his first fantasy of wanting to kill somebody, and you know from the beginning I said Martin wanted to become a serial killer. And to become a serial killer, he needed to kill more than one person. He searched for his second victim. Then he invited another lady that he would hang out with him called Zoe Pennick. He invited her to come visit him just 2 days after killing Katie. This was the eve of New Year's Day. And Martin beat Bev, strangled her, and killed her as well. And his reason for doing this was that Bev left some drugs on his bed. When he finished, he went back to his two friends and confided in them, actually bragged about what he had done. He's now a proper serial killer. He's been able to kill these two women. Now he was beginning to enjoy his new career. So he was looking for a third person. Then a few weeks' time, Martin was hanging out with one of his friends and Ellen Frith, another lady that would hang out with them. Ellen Frith was eating apple. Then Martin asked Ellen for £10. Ellen said, I don't have £10. I can give you £10. They all needed money. They all had addictions. So Ellen refused to give him £10. And Martin slashed her by the throat. Martin strangled Ellen and killed Ellen. So when he had done that, he decided to set fire to hide evidence. He set fire to the place, and fire services and the police got involved. In the space of 6 weeks, Martin had killed 3 people. Something needed to be done. News started spreading within the community. They started gossiping. Some people had heard that Martin had done this. You've killed 3 women. Who is going to be next? Some of them decided to go to the police and confide in the police. So some of the people in the community went to the police and reported that it is Martin behind all this. The police were able to find Ellen Frith's body. Now they needed to find the 2 other bodies. So during the search, they found 2 other bodies in the fire that was set in the derelict warehouse. Forensic scientists were able to date the murders. Martin was arrested. He pleaded not guilty. He was put in remand. He was in prison whilst they tried to gather evidence and call him back to court. Whilst in prison, he was still boasting and bragging to the prisoners that this is what I had done. He had killed. He even bragged to one of the prisoners that he killed 10 people. But there wasn't any evidence as to which other people that he had killed. He was just bragging. He was so stupid. He was just bragging. What kind of serial killer goes killing people and then goes out blabbing what they had done? Even when your case was being investigated, he was still bragging that he had killed these. He was taking pride in his reputation as a serial killer. He told the prisoner, if you're going to kill one person, you might as well kill several others. He was happy with what he had done. He showed absolutely no remorse for what he had done to these 3 young women. Katie Baxter was just an 18-year-old young mother. Zoe Pennick, a 26-year-old young woman just starting out her life. And Emma Frith, a 25-year-old woman, also starting out. He just ended their lives for no proper reason. They did nothing to him. They did not attack him. They did absolutely nothing. It was just his desire to find people, vulnerable people, to fulfill this fantasy of becoming a serial killer. So in January 2006, all three men were tried at Nottingham Crown Court. Several homeless witnesses came forward to testify about the defendant's confessions to them, including the prisoner that Martin was stupidly boasting to. They all came forward. All three were convicted, even though they pleaded not guilty. His two friends were convicted for being accomplices. Carr was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 14 years for his involvement in the murder of Ellen Frith. Ashley, the other friend, received a minimum of 25 years tariff for involvement in two of the murders, that is Katie's and Bev's murder. Martin, the ringleader, was convicted of all three murders and given life imprisonment with a whole life order, meaning he will likely never be released from prison. Martin became known in the press as the Sneinton Strangler, Nottingham's first serial killer. I wish the families of Kate Baxter, Zoe Pennick, and Ellen Frith all the peace and comfort. And I pray that God will strengthen them and see them through these times without their loved ones. And I hope that Martin stays in prison forever and never comes out. Thank you for staying with me till the end. I will come your way again in a week's time. Please subscribe if you haven't. Share your comments and thoughts and share this with your friends. Please be safe out there. Take care.